Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we clear our throat on a regular basis and we share headlines from our city, our state, and our country for you to become, for all of us really, to become more connected with our surroundings as an English speaking community here in Puerto Vallarta. And of course, we combine that knowledge with your own contributions to our conversations, whether it is that you have a question or you're curious about something or you've discovered a new place. It is all great information to consider and to share with one another. So here we are once again. Today is November 3rd. Day of the Dead is over. The celebration is, although there's still some activities going on in the city. We will mention one or two. But we're so very happy to be here right now, and I'm very happy to enjoy this morning with you as always. If you're joining us for the first time live, feel free to let us know. And you can do that by writing the word new in your comment. And if we spot a new, we will be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And if there's something on your mind, something truly important that you don't want anyone to miss, please add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment so that we can dive into it during the comment section. Today, of course, we have news and show and tell from yesterday's very successful Day of the Dead parade. I was there, and I'm going to show you some of the photos that I took. We also have news about the next big long weekend that we can all look forward to. We have some updates from one of the towns that was really damaged after the hurricane or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. And we have some need for social media knowledge, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And all good stuff, not bad for a Thursday. So let us get started with this, and we'll take it from there. Well, as you may have seen from photos that have been posted on social media, it was a gorgeous day in Puerto Vallarta yesterday, and thousands of visitors and locals flocked to the Malecón to enjoy a beautiful and colorful Day of the Dead parade in which several local groups, schools, and charro associations participated wearing related attire. I'll have a show and tell section to share with you after the weather break. And of course, after the parade was over, the enormous Catrina that is on the Malecón was officially measured and certified as the tallest by a representative of Guinness World Records. And yesterday early morning at 8 a.m. to be precise, the Cinco de Diciembre Cemetery opened its doors to the public. And of course, to welcome people that were already waiting in line with flowers and other ornaments to adorn the graves of their loved ones. Again, we will have more photos to share after the break. There is, as you can expect, no shortage of critics that wonder if all the funds required to prepare Puerto Vallarta for Day of the Dead are worth spending when Puerto Vallarta has so many infrastructure challenges that need immediate attention, such as potholes, sidewalks in poor condition, and so forth. My personal take on this, if you don't mind it, is that this is a complicated issue. It's not as simple as one thing over the other. The city, as a tourist destination, banks or relies on these events, hoping that they will result in increased tourism through time. And it is this increased tourism that produces some of the revenue needed by the city to address infrastructure. So to ignore either one of these issues would be unwise. And until there is a more precise way to measure the outcome of major events, such as our Day of the Dead celebration, and until the city is more transparent in its expenses as they relate to infrastructure requirements, this issue will continue to remain uncertain. And speaking of tourism, Puerto Vallarta has now begun preparations for the next long weekend, which will take place around November 20th, the date in which our country celebrates the anniversary of the Mexican Revolution. As such, the long weekend will start on Friday, November 18, and end on Monday, November 21st. And while many will enjoy going away for that weekend, others will appreciate staying home on that Monday as the Qatar World Soccer Cup begins the day before. Here at Coffee and Headlines, of course, we will have a Mexican Revolution special so that we can get a better sense as to what happened and why we celebrated and all that good stuff. We will begin our research sometime in the near future. But first, let us take a look at the weather just to see what's in store. It's raining. No, it's not. Of course, it's not raining. It has a weird hashtag, alternative fact, of course. Then, in that case, then it is raining. It is 25 degrees right now. Humidity is in the 60s, 69, not bad. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 76. Our weather forecast for today says humid through the day with a high of 29 and a low of 19. Tomorrow, Friday, humid through the day with a high of 29 and a low of 18. And Saturday, another humid day with a high of 28 and a low of 16. Still, it's getting cooler in the mornings, and I'm just loving that. Moving right along, I want to let you know, where is it? Show it to me. There it is. RISE, the Refugio Infantil Santa Esperanza, took to their Facebook page to announce the search of a social media volunteer that is willing to help in promoting their upcoming talent competition, So You Think You Can Rise. This will be the second edition of the very successful talent, or rather local talent contest that had its final round at Teatro Vallarta last year. I was grateful to be invited to be a judge, and it was a lot of fun. If you have what it takes, you can find details and contact information in the post, which will be included in the show notes. We all know that good, qualified, professional social media help is difficult to find, so we wish the volunteers of RISE lots of success with this one. The tiny island of Mexcaltitan, a pueblo mágico in the state of Nayarit, continues to recover after Hurricane Rosalind caused major damages in the popular destination. Nayarit Governor Miguel Ángel Navarro stated that steel and other materials are being shipped to the island to reinforce the oldest structures and thus bring the island back to a sense of normalcy. If you haven't been, it is thoroughly recommended. I personally have never visited the island, but I've heard that it's a truly charming little place. Service providers have begun reporting the arrival of the first humpback whales this season, anticipating what will be a busy whale watching period once the activity officially begins on December the 8th. This is yet another one of those experiences highly recommended to anyone visiting our bay, and one of those that has a permanent place in our list of things you must experience if you consider yourself an English speaking local. Before we dive into our Day of the Dead show and tell, a couple of quick reminders. Um, the street party that Los Muertos Brewing has been doing for 10 years, well, they skipped the last couple of years, is taking place this Saturday, November 5th, starting at 4 p.m. with live music, and it will continue all the way up till 10 p.m. with a mariachi performance. And I also want to remind you, we announced this yesterday, but it's another thing that I want to let you know. We are having our fall meet and greet this coming November 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Whiskey Kitchen. So hopefully you will join us there. And now I want to show you a little bit of what my day was like yesterday. I took a ton of photos and a ton of video. The video, of course, takes a long time to edit, or takes much longer time to edit. So I don't have any video to share with you, but I will show you some stills from the videos that I took and some other stuff that you may find interesting. Two dear friends, Claudio and Lucas, came over to pick me up here at the house, and we headed to the cemetery at Cinco de Diciembre, where we first took a look at some of the beautiful murals that are out and about on the outside walls of the cemetery. There was a fair amount of people out there, lots of vendors selling flowers and crowns and other interesting things related. Oh, and of course, Day of the Dead bread, which I bought a big piece, and I'll probably be eating it for the next 5 days. There goes the diet. Anyhow, this was a really really fun time. Inside of the cemetery, many of the graves looked beautifully adorned, and it was a pleasure to sneak in there for just a few minutes. In my opinion, on November 2nd, the cemetery belongs to the people that actually live there. So I walked into the cemetery and walked around near the entrance for just around 5 minutes, because even though it was, I mean, there were a lot of people there, I would not have crowded anyone if I chose to continue walking. But still, as a matter of respect, I just walked in, took a couple of photographs, and walked out. But again, outside of the cemetery, there was this party atmosphere, people selling flowers, selling all kinds of things. There were these awesome ladies selling Day of the Dead bread. I ended up getting one of them, and it was absolutely yummy. Again, inside of the cemetery, there were fresh flowers and artificial flowers and all kinds of things to admire. And it's nice to see that people continue to respect our traditions and honor them. Here's is a nice shot of the Day of the Dead bread ladies. Apparently, I read elsewhere that the lady on the left is the owner of this particular bakery, and I think it was a very successful day for them because they ran out of pan de muertos, is what we call it. Fast forward, we hopped on my friend's car and we parked ourselves close to the Malecon because we knew that we wanted to see the parade, but we ended up parking near Lázaro Cárdenas Plaza, where we spotted a couple of guys painting people's faces. And of course, there were a bunch of these opportunities around the city. There's always somebody that is announcing that you can get your Day of the Dead makeup here, there, or anywhere. So we had fun watching these folk get transformed as we were walking by. Then we proceeded to sit down at a bar on the Malecon where we played tourist and we pretended we were watching other people go. Well, we were watching other people go by, but we headed towards the Malecon itself early in the afternoon, knowing that the parade was going to start sometime around 5. Then we headed there like maybe an hour and a half early just to walk around and check it out. You can see the big Catrina on the back of this photograph, and there were tons of other Catrinas to be seen. I took a photo of the Catrina that fell down, but I didn't include it here. She is now very securely held by her neck so that she doesn't fall down again. But there were all these gorgeous, enormous Catrinas representing different people and different places. This is where we stationed ourselves, right in front of City Hall, where the newly restored horses are back in operation. And it was from this vantage point that we enjoyed the parade. We decided to stand directly behind these people that are sitting down here. We figured if they're sitting down, we're standing up right behind them, so we will have a great place to view the parade. Further in the day, I donated, well, not donated, but I gave my spot to a nice lady that was on a wheelchair. She was standing maybe 4 feet, sitting 4 feet behind me, and she couldn't see anything. So I told her, come up front so that you can enjoy the parade. But this, of course, did not stop me from taking photographs. Once the parade began, it began with either civil associations or students from schools and so forth and so on. There were all kinds of interesting people and groups that were walking by. There were a couple of floats. This one was really pretty. And we all laughed because one of the floats was a local funeral home. And we thought, well, I mean, it's a no-brainer. They should have, oh God, Luna, what do you call them? Where they put the bodies. It's not a sarcophagus. What do you call the boxes? Okay, the boxes. Oh God, I'm at a loss. Well, the containers. You would think that they would have put one of those empty containers in the back of the truck and caskets. Thank you, Sherry. I was hoping somebody would rescue me. Thank you very much. You'd think that the cemetery, the funeral home, would have had an open casket with a Catrina sitting in it, like casually looking at people. But no, it was boring. But we laughed about this. Oh my God, thank you for all the caskets. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving right along, the last people or the last groups on the parade were the charros, who were the most handsome, of course. But of course, it was getting dark, so it became increasingly difficult to take good photographs. But it was a really, really fun parade. I saw a bunch of people that I knew out and about and said hello to friends. And before I forget, let me tell you, we ended up choosing to have dinner at El Brujo in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. And it had been a while, and I have honestly forgotten what an amazing restaurant El Brujo is. If you have not had dinner at El Brujo, you are missing out in a truly flavorful, amazing, contemporary Mexican cuisine experience. And I say contemporary because it's a lot of traditional Mexican dishes, but they're flared with very unique salsas and garnishes and so forth and so on. But it doesn't lose the authenticity. It is really wonderful expressions of our cuisine. We all had different things and we kept trying from our plates, and it was just a wonderful night. El Brujo restaurant, highly, highly recommended in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. And with this, I think it's time for that. Let's have some comments. Lots of good mornings as always, and they are always appreciated. Oh shit, I forgot it again. Okay, hold on just a second. How do I make this happen? Not nice, Paco. I forgot to show you. I'm going to do this way because I forgot it yesterday. I forgot today. Christy sent me more baby raccoons that I absolutely have to show you. And I'm going to make this happen by going blank for a second. And this is what our friend Christy does. She rescues wild animals. How cute is that?
Hi, babies.
They sound like they're purring. Yay! Let me come back over here. There you go. Okay. I had I failed to show this yesterday. I didn't want to fail to show it today. Of course, Christy is going to be in town for our next meet and greet, and I'm really happy to see her again and for you guys to meet her. She's such an awesome lady, and her commitment to wild animals and nurturing them until they can be released back in the wild is absolutely commendable. Let's see, what do we have here? Good morning from the Marina. Looking forward to the Marina market again this evening. Oh my God, it's been a week. You're absolutely right. Today is the second edition for the Marina Vallarta market. I hope it's very, very successful. Maria arrives on Saturday and can't wait to meet you all on the 10th at the meet and greet. Yay! Diane says, fabulous parade. My first, not my last. I love it. Sayulita, Day of the Dead ended at 5:30 this morning. Oh my goodness, that must have been a long party. Let's see what else we have. Roberto does fabulous face painting, such a talented artist. I don't know Roberto, but I will definitely look for someone to paint my face next year. And look at all those caskets and coffins and caskets and coffins. You guys are the best. Whenever I have a pothead moment and I forget a word, you guys are out there to hold my hand. Thank you very much. Coffin casket, coffin casket. I love it. Horses should always be at the end of a parade. Who wants to march through horse doo-doo? That makes perfect sense to me. I never thought about it before. And yes, Dave is correct. El Brujo is all remodeled. They have air conditioning, although they may have had air conditioning for some time. But it's beautifully painted in fall colors. And it was wonderful. What a great dinner. Absolutely. Let's see what else. El Brujo used to give my sister raicilla from the plastic jug under the bar for free because they couldn't believe a girl would drink it. Why do you know? Next time I crave some free raicilla, I'll just dress like a girl and see if that works for me. Ha 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 ha. Okay. What else do we have? Karen reacts to the raccoons. Adorable. I love their chatter. I have two and mom living in my backyard. I hope they stay safe. Oh, that is so sweet. Betsy chimes in on El Brujo, a brilliant restaurant. And my dear friend Claude and his husband Lucas, with whom I had dinner last night. I love you both. Claude says, El Brujo, great dinners and amazing flavors. This, I think, yes, this brings us to the end of today. Tomorrow, I will finally share with you our interview with Bill, the new owner of Artisan Bakery, so that we can find out how things are going at his end, how he is adapting to Puerto Vallarta, and not only as a new permanent resident, but also as a business owner. So it'll be a fun time to be shared by all of us. As always, I thank you for keeping me company. I thank you so much for your comments, your ideas, and your suggestions on how to keep Coffee and Headlines lively, inspiring, and informative. It's all thanks to your ideas, and it's, of course, thanks to your support that we are here every morning, Monday through Saturday. So have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.